Jai Hind and welcome to all. Myself Shivani. Today I am going to give a lecture on lime and soda process, and it is a part of water and its treatment. We know that there are basically few techniques for softening of water. In previous lecture I have already discussed zeolite and ion exchange. So, today in this lecture I will discuss lime and soda process. These three processes are very common and especially for industrial purpose, but this fourth process, reverse osmosis, it is not frequently used. For this lecture I basically consider the following books or references: Jan and Jain, Engineering Chemistry, and second Shashi Chawla by Dhanpat Rai publication or by Ville India. And the diagram, in whole lecture there are two or three diagram, and the diagram basically I have already mentioned the site. So, let us take lime soda process. This process is very useful, and the main reason is there is no such type of automatic or electricity is required. And the basic concept of this process is the soluble impurities are precipitated in form of insoluble precipitate by adding calculated amount of lime. Lime is CaOH whole twice and soda, which is a sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3. And the precipitates of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide are formed, which can be easily filtered off. And we know that formation of precipitation depends on solubility product. So, calcium get precipitate with carbonate, that is in terms of calcium carbonate, and magnesium get precipitate with hydroxide, that is in terms of MgOH whole twice. So, the basically in the numerical or in theory, we point this that calcium should be precipitate with carbonate, that is in terms of calcium carbonate, and magnesium should precipitate as with hydroxide, that is magnesium hydroxide. Now, how this chemical reaction occur? So, to explain or to understand this, we can say this type of process is of basically categorized in two categories. First is cold lime soda process and second is hot lime soda process. And do not be confused in cold, that is absolute low temperature. Cold means this process occur at room temperature. It means directly environment. While in hot lime soda process, we take a steam or increase the temperature up to boiling temperature of water, that is 94 to 95 or 94 to 100 degrees centigrade. So, basic difference is this occur at room temperature while this occur at comparatively high temperature. And precaution is only calculated amount of lime soda must be added. Excess of lime soda, it causes boiler troubles, and mainly in industries water is used for steam generation, that is used in boilers. So, troubles are like corrosion or caustic embrittlement. And another thing is the chemical reactions of lime and soda are slow. So, the precipitates of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxides are very fine. Fine means filtration is very difficult, and that is why in first process we add some coagulant, and proper time must be given for the reaction for the completion. So, the first process is cold lime soda process. If this question comes in exam, first draw neat and clean diagram and then write little theory and the reaction. So, no need to write the complete procedure or complete theory. To explain this cold lime soda process, first let us discuss this softener. this softener basically it contains a tank. This is the tank and this is wood fiber filter, and this is basically only filtration aid. So, its role is only to filter the water. At the center there is a electrical driven belt, or we can say like a steerer. Since this is a electrical driven belt, so there is a motor and driving belt. The function of this belt is basically mixing at we can say constant rate. So, for constant mixing this belt is used. This is the stand. At the end there is a opening part, and through this opening part the sludge can be removed. And we know that sludge is the precipitate or useless matter. And in the cold lime, in the all type of lime soda process, two type of precipitates formed, mainly calcium in terms of calcium carbonate and magnesium in terms of magnesium hydroxide. There are three inlets, basically two we can say. So, through this first inlet, two chemicals means lime and soda, and third thing is coagulant. Coagulant basically we can say, suppose there is a water and after the process we see that there are fine particles or suspension particles, but since the size of particles are very small, so they did not get settled. If we add coagulant, coagulant means sodium aluminate, aluminum sulfate, Al2SO4 whole thrice this, or we can say FeSO4. So, when we add coagulant, they basically get hydrolyzed. Hydrolyzed means aluminum form AlOH whole thrice and Fe, either FeOH whole twice and then FeOH whole thrice. And these hydroxides basically they entrap the fine particles, and when they entrap the fine particles, the particles becomes larger. So, they become heavy, or we can say grow in size, and can be easily settled down, which can be easily removed by filtration. So, the purpose of coagulant is to convert the fine particles into large particles. A very common example, suppose at home we see that the water is not clean or clear, there are some suspension particles. If we add some Fitkari means alum, alum means K2SO4, Al2SO4 whole thrice, that is aluminum is there, and 24H2O, this is the water of crystallization. Then after some time we see that all the particles they get settled down, so they can be easily removed and the water become clear. So, this is the function of alum or Fitkari. So, raw water is passed through this inlet, and here soda plus lime plus coagulant is added, and there is a belt which is for constant stirring or constant mixing. Then after reaction water goes through this direction, and after filtration, filtration means the some chemicals or some particles will retain there and we get filtered soft water from this side, and the calculated amount of chemicals are added. So, this is the role of coagulants which hydrolyze to flocculant or gelatinous precipitates of aluminum hydroxide which trap the fine particles. And sodium aluminate is also used to remove silica as well as oil. The main reaction of coagulant is NaAlO2 with water form AlOH whole thrice, which is a gelatinous precipitate and trap the fine particle. If we use aluminum sulphate, that is Al2SO4 whole thrice, it combined with water which contain any type of hardness, let bicarbonate, that is temporary hardness, then again AlOH whole thrice is formed, which entrap the fine particle. But this process is used to remove hardness up to 50 to 60 ppm, that is residual hardness is about 50 to 60 ppm. Now, second is hot lime soda process. Chemicals are same in both, means in first process we use lime soda and in this process again we use lime soda, but the condition is different. In first case we use coagulant, while in second case no need to add coagulant because we increase the temperature about 94 to 100 degrees centigrade, and we know that when the temperature become high, the filtration become easier. So, we can say the rate of reaction in this process become fast, the softening capacity of this process increase many times, and after increase the temperature up to this, temporary hardness it get already removed, because we know that temporary hardness can be removed by boiling. No coagulants are needed to precipitate the particles, and if the carbon dioxide is present in water, so it can be easily removed or driven out from the water. Since the viscosity become low, so the filtration become easier. This is the diagram of hot lime soda softener. Almost concept is same, but this is the additional facility of filtration. This is nothing, no any type of reaction, but here we see that the layers of sand and fine particles are there. So, after this we get a soft water, and in this process these three are inlets. First is this is for raw water, this is for chemical, no coagulant is necessary or required, and third is superheated steam. When we pass all three, the reaction occur, and after reaction the water becomes soft and the precipitates, they can be removed from this opening part. So, to explain this, basically we can say that these apparatus divide in three parts. First is a reaction tank, that is where the reaction means chemical plus steam plus water are mixed. Second is conical sedimentation tank, means this part, and in this part the basically reaction occur and sludge gets settled down. And third is this filtration part, sand filter. So, after reaction water goes to that direction, and then this is passed through this assembly or through this additional facility where a layer of fine sand is there, then coarse sand layer is there, and then gravel means basically stone of comparatively large size. And after passing these three filters we get a water extremely soft, that is we can remove the hardness up to 15 to 30 ppm by this process. And so, if we compare cold lime and hot lime soda process, so 2-3 points we can take in fingers. First, in cold lime soda process room temperature is required, while here boiling temperature is required. In cold lime soda process additional chemical coagulant is required, while in this not required. In cold lime soda process viscosity is comparatively high, while since the temperature is high, so viscosity it become low. Filtration is difficult, while in this case filtration is easy. Temporary hardness cannot be removed. In hot lime soda process temporary hardness has already removed. So, these we can take these 3 points to basically differentiate between cold lime and hot lime soda process. Now, if we take advantages, so lime soda process is very economical because only we required a chemical and a tank, and we add chemical with in water and the reaction occur and we get basically soft water. And the second important advantage is there ki treated water is alkaline because hydroxide is there, and we know that in alkaline water corrosion rate decreases, so less corrosion tendency. Due to alkaline nature of water, amount of pathogenic bacteria get also removed. This process is used not only for removal of hardness, also used for removal of minerals. Iron and manganese can also be removed. In zeolite, if you remember, we read that if water contain iron and manganese, first it should be removed, otherwise temporary permanent zeolite get formed, and which is very difficult to regenerate. But in this case, iron and manganese, it can be, both can be removed. If the process is combined with sedimentation with coagulation, then less amount of coagulant or chemical is needed. Now disadvantage, first disadvantage, calculation should be correct. That is, this process require careful operation and skill supervision for economical and efficient softening. Second is, in every step sludge is formed, so sludge disposal is also a problem. And by this process we can remove hardness up to 15 ppm, which is not good for high pressure boilers. Now I have completed the theory part, so let us come to numerical. Numerical, if we see the type of numerical, so numerical are just like this. Calculate the amount of lime and soda of the in water if the water contains following salt. So first we should know which type of hardness or salt required lime or soda. So first come with calcium and magnesium. If temporary hardness, that is calcium carbonate, is there, and we know that if we see the calcium always get precipitate with carbonate, that is calcium carbonate, and magnesium get precipitate always with magnesium hydroxide, that is these two. It means if we play a treasure hunt, we always search calcium with carbonate and magnesium with hydroxide. And we have two hints. And what are the hints? Hints are either lime or soda is added, and lime means CaOH whole twice and soda means Na2CO3. So carbonate can come by adding soda and hydroxide can come by adding lime. So now first see calcium bicarbonate, that is temporary hardness producing salt. One calcium is there and two carbonate is there. So we required one calcium and we get calcium from lime. So plus CaOH whole twice, which give 2CaCO3 plus 2H2. After reaction, sodium we can left sodium because sodium does not produce any type of hardness. Otherwise, we can no magnesium or no calcium is required to left as such. So first point is clear, to remove calcium bicarbonate, we add lime so that calcium carbonate get precipitate. So it means for this lime is required. Now if magnesium temporary hardness, that is magnesium bicarbonate is present, and we have following hint, magnesium always get precipitate with hydroxide and hydroxide come with lime. So CaOH whole twice. Now calcium should be precipitated with carbonate and carbonate is here. So the reaction become easy, and magnesium with hydroxide, so the hydroxide is there. But there are two carbonate, so two calcium should be there. So the reaction will be MgOH whole twice plus 2 CaCO3 plus water. No iron is left. And if we check the stoichiometry, magnesium plus 2, here plus 2. So, 2 this extra. So, to remove the temporary hardness producing salt, that is bicarbonate of magnesium, we require 2L. So, when we do the numerical, to remove magnesium bicarbonate, we required 2 and the L. Now, all the permanent producing salts of calcium, that is, let calcium sulfate, calcium chloride, let me write calcium chloride. And we know that calcium should precipitate with carbonate, that is calcium carbonate, and we get carbonate from soda. It means to remove this calcium, we have to add soda, that is Na2CO3. So, we get CaCO3, problem is solved, and that 2NaCl. Sodium, no need to bother about the sodium because it does not produce hardness. Reaction is balanced. It means to remove the salts of calcium, chloride or sulfate, whatever, we required soda. Now, let me take magnesium, suppose, magnesium chloride, magnesium with magnesium hydroxide, and hydroxide is obtained from lime. So, we have to add lime, CaOH whole twice. So, we get MgOH whole twice plus CaCl2, and CaCl2 is not allowed to remain in water. So, to remove this CaCl2, see third reaction, we have to add soda, so that calcium get precipitated with carbonate, CaCO3 plus 2NaCl. Now, problem is solved. So, to remove this magnesium chloride, we have to add lime as well as soda. So, remember these four things. First, temporary hardness, or we can say for calcium bicarbonate we required L, otherwise for all calcium we required soda. Magnesium bicarbonate we required 2L, otherwise for all magnesiums we required lime plus soda. Now, if bicarbonate is there, second, if bicarbonate is there, let HCO3 minus. To remove this only bicarbonate, not calcium and magnesium. So, if only bicarbonate with sodium or potassium it is allowed. If bicarbonate is there, and since carbonate is not allowed to remain in water, so we have to remove this carbonate, and carbonate means calcium, and we get calcium from lime. So, calcium carbonate, that is we have to add lime, we get CaCO3 plus H2O plus this carbonate. And carbonate, basically lime means CaOH whole twice and soda means Na2CO3. So, carbonate contribute in soda, that is we get soda, we do not require soda, get soda means minus S. So, for bicarbonate, what is our requirement? Lime minus soda. Now, for coagulants, these three are coagulants. NaAlO2, sodium aluminate. Sodium aluminate combined with only water, not calcium and magnesium, and form NaOH. OH is a part of lime, and since NaOH is obtained is formed as a product, it means minus L. For for sodium aluminate we required minus L. Except this sodium aluminate, for all coagulant, let us say aluminum sulfate. So, this aluminum sulfate combined with lime and form AlOH whole thrice, calcium is there, and to remove this calcium we have to add soda. In complete reaction, if we have any doubt about how much quantity of lime or soda is required, please check stoichiometry. Stoichiometric means check the all ions. In case of this aluminum plus 6, here calcium plus 2, 3 is there plus 6. So, ratio is 1. So, you have to write only L. Here 3, 2, 6. Here this reaction is 3. So, 6, so LS. So, what is the point? Except sodium aluminate, for all coagulants, what is the requirement? L plus S. Same FeSO4 we can write, first ferrous hydroxide is formed with calcium, and then to remove this calcium, soda is required. Now, if acidic impurity is there, acidic impurity means like HCl, like H2SO4. So, to remove this H plus, first lime is added. Now, Ca plus 2 is formed and Ca2 plus 2 is not allowed to remain in water. So, to remove this Ca plus 2, soda is added. So, all type of acidic impurities we required lime as well as soda. And one another thing, if carbon dioxide is there, carbon dioxide means part of carbonate. So, CO2 plus CaOH whole twice we get CaCO3, that is to remove carbon dioxide we required lime. And some salts like NaCl, KCl, K2SO4, they does not contribute in hardness. So, no need to do calculation with them, that is NaCl, KCl, or we can write SO4 minus 2, etc. In anion only we do the calculation for carbonate, bicarbonate, otherwise no need to do any type of calculation with any type of anion. So, what is the point? Now, the lime required, lime CaOH whole twice, and if we find the molecular formula 40 plus 16 plus 1 17, 17 plus 2 34, so its molecular weight is 74. And the 74 part of calcium hydroxide is equivalent to 100 part of calcium carbonate. And in first step we convert all concentration in terms of or equivalent to calcium carbonate. So, if we correlate this lime, so we get lime required. So, lime required is equal to 74 upon 100. This lime is required generally for temporary hardness of calcium and magnesium. So, we can say temporary means of calcium plus 2, for magnesium we require 2L. So, 2 temporary of magnesium plus for permanent, that is calcium chloride or calcium sulphate, we do not require lime, but for magnesium we required lime. So, permanent Mg plus 2, it may be magnesium chloride, magnesium sulphate, whatever, plus bicarbonate plus, if coagulants are there, but if sodium aluminate is there, it is minus L. So, minus NaAlO2 plus, if acidic impurities are there like HCl, H2SO4 or whatever, plus CO2. So, this is the, or we can summarize this in this way. Soda required, molecular weight of soda is 106. So, 106 upon 100. Temporary hardness, for temporary hardness we do not require soda, because we know that for calcium we required L and for magnesium we required 2L. So, no need to do, but for permanent of calcium plus permanent of magnesium plus coagulant if there, for bicarbonate L minus S, that is minus bicarbonate plus, if acidic impurities are there, that is H plus, and for carbon dioxide no soda is required. So, this is for soda. So, we can summarize the lime and soda required in that way. And this 74 upon 100 means ratio of molecular weight of lime with calcium carbonate. Now, let us do this first numerical. The numerical is analysis of water results H2SO4 196 ppm, magnesium sulphate 24 ppm, calcium sulphate 272 ppm, NaCl 25 ppm. So, first point is for NaCl, if lime soda required, we do not, no need to do calculation. And I have taken this numerical from Shashi Chawla. Water supplied to 10 to the power 5 persons daily consumption 50 liter per person. That is 10 to the 5 persons are there and 1 person required 50 liter water. The cost of lime is 5 rupees per kg and the cost of soda is 8 rupees per kg for the month of April. And we have to find what is the cost of lime and soda. To find the cost, first we have to find amount of lime soda required. And to calculate this amount of lime soda, first we have to see how much type of salts are there and then convert these salts with calcium carbonate equivalent, and then we find what is what required, whether lime or soda. So, let us write the salt. First H2SO4, second MgSO4, third CaSO4 and NaCl no need to write. The concentration 196 ppm, MgSO4 24 and for calcium sulphate 272 ppm. First aim, our first step is to convert this equivalent to calcium carbonate. Basically, the method should be in a easier way or the same way. So, if we convert this equivalent to calcium carbonate, we have to multiply with multiplication factor. And in previous lecture, we have already explained that what is the multiplication factor. Multiplication factor is 100 upon 100 is the molecular weight of calcium carbonate divided by molecular weight of given salt if the ratio of ion is 1. So, here 196 into 100 upon 98 and 98 is the molecular weight of H2SO4. Here 24 into 100 upon molecular weight of magnesium sulphate, Mg 24, sulphate 32, O 16, 64. 120. So, it is 120. Calcium sulphate 272 into 100 upon calcium, this is 40, 32 this, 6, 9, 136. So, it is 136. So, first step is convert this concentration into or equivalent to calcium carbonate. So, it comes 98 2, so it is 200, 5, it is 20 and it is 200 ppm. Now, next step, then we find lime required or soda required. First for H2SO4, H2SO4 is acid, and when we write the reaction with acid, so here H2SO4, that is 2H plus this. So, we can remember this, for acid we required L plus S. So, we can write for H2SO4 we required lime as well as soda. For magnesium sulphate, for magnesium bicarbonate 2L, otherwise for all magnesium L plus S. So, here again L plus S. For calcium sulphate, if we write the reaction, calcium means carbonate, so directly just we can see this, so S. So, this is the requirement of lime as well as for soda. Now, lime required. Lime required is 74 upon 100, or you can like this, so it become more clear. Bracket, lime required in for H2SO4 and for MgSO4, no for calcium sulphate. So 200 plus 20. So 200 plus 20 into 10 to the power 5 persons are there and 1 person required 50 liter. So 10 to the power 5 person required 50 into 10 to the power 5 liter. Clear? Now this value comes in mg because ppm is the 1 milligram per liter. So if we convert this mg into kg, we have to divide first mg into gram, that is upon 1000, and gram into kilogram, that is upon 1000. So 10 to the power 6. So divided by 10 to the power 6. So what is the basically 74 upon 100 into 220, because lime is required in first case and second case. So 220 into 10 to the power 5 persons into 50 demand divided by 10 to the power 6, that is in kg. So we get 24420 kg. The cost of 1 kg lime is 5 rupees. So 24420 kg, the cost is 122100, that is 1,22,100 rupees. This is the cost of lime. Same soda required 106 upon 100. Upon 100 means basically we see there all terms in calcium carbonate. So 100 gram calcium carbonate is equivalent to 106 gram soda. So 1 gram calcium carbonate is equivalent to 106 upon 100. This. So 106 upon 100, first plus second plus third, 200 plus 20 plus 200 into same 10 to the power 5 into 50 upon this. So we get 66780 and cost is 8 rupees per kg. So the total amount, total cost for soda is 5,34,240 rupees. Now second problem, this calcium bicarbonate. So it is clear that for calcium bicarbonate we required L, for magnesium bicarbonate we required 2L, for calcium chloride we required S, for magnesium sulphate we required L plus S, for calcium sulphate we required S, for KCl no need, for silica no need. So it should be clear, that is for bicarbonate, that is for temporary hardness of lime L, for magnesium 2L, for permanent of calcium S, and for permanent of magnesium L plus S. So if we write the amount 8.1, 7.3, CaCl to 1.11, 9.5, 6.8 and 6. This is the amount or concentration. So our aim is to convert this into calcium carbonate. So multiplying by multiplication factor, these are the molecular weight. So 100 upon 162, 7.3 into 100 upon 146, 1.11 into 100 upon molecular weight, which is 111, 9.5 into 100 upon 95, 6.8 into 100 upon 136, 6 into 100 upon 120. This is. So here we get 5, 1, 10, 5, 5. So this is the value, and L, 2L, for calcium chloride S, for magnesium chloride L plus S, for calcium sulfate L and this L plus S. So, it is clear. Now, the lime required is 74 upon 100, calcium bicarbonate 2 into magnesium bicarbonate, MgCl2 and MgSO4. These are the values. So, we can find easily. Clear? This. I think for MgCl2 9.5, 10, for lime 5, 2L is 10. So, 5 plus 10 for MgCl2 10 and for Mg sulfate 5. So, 5 into 10 into 10 into 5. How much water is there? 10 to the power 5 liter of water, and this is in milligram per liter. So, in total 10 to the power 5 and milligram in kg. So, divided by 10 to the power 6. But in this question, if we read that lime is 70% pure, and if we remember the unitary method, total lime required is this. But since the lime is 70% pure, so what we have to take? We have to take 100 upon 70. Why this? 70 gram lime. To get this, we have to take 100 for x gram, or we can apply direct unitary method. So, 100 upon 70, the answer will be 3.17 kg. Now, soda required is 106 upon 100, CaCl2 plus MgCl2 plus CaSO4 plus MgSO4, not bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium, into volume, which is 10 to the power 5, in kg 10 to the power 6, and since soda is 85% pure, so same applying unitary method, 100 upon 85, which is 2.61 kg. Now, this question is for practice and which is very important question. So, we can apply this. Here NaAlO2 is there, and we know that for NaAlO2 minus L, and for calcium we know that for calcium means directly calcium should convert into calcium carbonate. So, we can say here soda, magnesium, lime plus soda, bicarbonate, lime minus soda, CO2, lime, and this is Lm, which is L plus S for HCl, L plus S. And this is the answer, 7.84 and 15.05 kg. Thank you.